Hey, welcome back to this morning's video. It's Monday at GavsWeatherVids.com, which means only one thing, it's Europe Day. Every Monday at GavsWeatherVids we have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. Now, before I get on with the European outlook, just want to mention the advertising for this video ad. Sorry, pages at GavsWeatherVids.com. You hit play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GavsWeatherVids.com. Thanks so much for doing that. So, we've had a very hot spell across much of Europe over the last couple of weeks. It looks like that heat is going to be remaining, but over time I think we'll see it shunting more and more to the east and the northeast of Europe as things turn a little bit cooler and maybe a little bit more unsettled out to the west. But a lot of thunderstorms still to come this week across many parts of Europe. We've had a very stormy spell through many central parts of Europe over the past couple of weeks with the heat. I think that is still going to be the case. So we'll get on with the video in a moment. Just want to say that the charts come from weathercentral.de. Find a link to it on links page. So let's get on with it. And this is today's synoptic pressure chart. We've got the area of high pressure out to the west of Europe, out to the west of Ireland. We've got high pressure building to the east and the northeast as well. That's going to be bringing hot conditions to many east and northeast parts of Europe through the course of this week. Otherwise, lots of slack sort of pressure gradients, really under slack areas of low pressure, and those will be producing heavy showers and thunderstorms in many places. The heat is in the east already. Today the upper air temperatures show that the highest upper air temperatures of the central eastern parts of Europe. It's a little bit cooler out to the west, but still very warm. Of course, very, very hot through much of the Mediterranean. Convective potential today shows that we've got the risk of a lot of convective potential, really from Scandinavia, going down through central and eastern parts of Europe, through into central and eastern parts of the Mediterranean. Could be some big, big thunderstorms in places. Less of a risk of convection out to the west of Europe today. The thunderstorms and thundery showers are really going to be stretched out from France through the Low Countries, Belgium and Holland, going into Germany. Lots of thunderstorms for Germany, going down over the Alpine regions in towards the mountainous areas of Italy, over the Adriatic in towards the Balkans, and then go down into the southeast of Europe. Big, big thunderstorms in those areas. Of course, if you saw the Hungarian Grand Prix on Sunday, there was big storms in the vicinity there, affected the race, and I think that sort of area is going to be at risk of more heavy showers and thunderstorms through the course of today. Now, going through the northeast, where we're under that ridge of high pressure, it is drier and it'll be very, very hot up in the northeast Europe and stretching into west parts of Russia, and then more storms coming back through Scandinavia. It's mainly dry through Spain and Portugal. Most of the Mediterranean is dry as well until we get to Italy, Corsica, Sardinia, the holiday regions of Ibiza, Mallorca, Minorca, all looking dry, hot and sunny. And then we come up into the British Isles, a few heavy showers and thunderstorms, perhaps down in the south and southeast, but many parts of the United Kingdom will be dry today. The heat is in the east in particular, going up through Poland, and then going into the northeast of Europe. I think we see temperatures easily up to 32, that's 90 Fahrenheit. Some places will be above average. It is cooler out west, particularly through France, where I've got those heavy thundery showers. Temperature could be pegged back there in towards the teens, but generally the west of Europe is cooler. The heat is through central east areas, of course hot through the Mediterranean, very hot down over central parts of Spain, well above 100 Fahrenheit down there. Now, going through to the middle of the week, we are going to bring low pressure excuse me, into the north of Scotland. It's going to be turning a little bit more unsettled, I think, across the north and west of Europe through the latter stages of this week. High pressure reaching weekly through parts of France down towards Spain and Portugal, but the real heat again, I think, is for many of these eastern parts of Europe under this ridge of high pressure. Looking at the upper air temperatures, there's a definite east-west split there with the highest upper air temperatures in the east of Europe and the northeast. It is cooler out west. It's still warm. It's summer, of course, midsummer, so it's still going to be pretty warm or hot in many places, but the upper air temperatures are cooler to the west, but very hot through much of the Mediterranean as well. The convective potential is being pushed eastwards with that heat as well. Hardly any convective potential through midweek out to the west of Europe. Much of France, Spain and Portugal will be dry. Large parts of the United Kingdom and Ireland will be dry as well, and it's turning dry through the Low Countries, Denmark, much of northern and western Germany as well, but the thunderstorms will be from the east of Germany and going through in towards Poland and just fringing in towards Ukraine, and then going down in towards the Balkans again. Could be some thunderstorms there, and parts of Italy getting thunderstorms, maybe not just the mountainous regions either. And then going into the southeast of Europe around Greece and Turkey, largely dry and hot down there, and very hot and dry up to the northeast with just scattered thunderstorms in places. Could be some storms over Scandinavia though. So an east-west split with the temperatures. Germany really marking the dividing line. To the east of Germany, it's going to be very hot again through the middle of the week. It is a little bit cooler out west, but still pretty warm. I have to emphasise this. It's still midsummer, so although temperatures are lower, still very warm in many places. Going through to the latter stage of the week, that ridge over western parts of Russia, if anything, is intensifying, so the heat wave will really be building up to the east and northeast of Europe through the latter stage of the week. It's turning more unsettled, I think, out to west, the suggestion is, but low pressure is beginning to take over through the United Kingdom, Ireland going down towards France, and maybe into northern parts of Spain as well. Let's have a look at the convective potential. We'll have a look at the temperatures first of all, getting ahead of myself. Hot air is stretched out from Spain and Portugal through the Med, and then going up in towards the east and northeast of Europe. It's cooler out to northwest. Actually turning really quite cool indeed for parts of Ireland and Scotland by the time we get through to the end of the week, with the upper air temperatures going below average up there. The convective potential shows that it's from the Pyrenees through France, and then going into some parts of Germany, over into Poland, and then into the northeast of Europe. Less of a risk out to the northwest, and not much really through the Mediterranean. Pretty dry. So it could be thunderstorms across northern parts of Spain as we get through towards the end of the week, particularly over the Pyrenees and around the Bay of Biscay. Thunderstorms there. Heavy showers or storms then could move through the Bay of Biscay in towards parts of southern England. And generally there's a lot of showers, longer spells of rain for much of the United Kingdom and for Ireland as well. Showers for Norway in particular, maybe pushing in towards Sweden as well. Thunderstorms over the Alps going down in towards Italy, and then over the Adriatic towards the Balkans, more thunderstorms there. Notice not much to the northeast of Europe and across much of Russia. It's mainly dry, and that's where the heat really will be building at the end of the week. Turning very, very hot and about high pressure in the northeast. Look at these temperatures here being suggested to be up to 33, 34 degrees. You could increase that a little bit more, maybe up to 35 or 36, getting well into the 90s Fahrenheit up to the northeast of Europe. It's pretty warm really through many central and western areas, but it's a little bit cooler up to the northwest. And notice Scotland and Ireland pegged back into the mid-teens, 17, 18 degrees at best there, so temperatures going below average. But most places will be very warm at the end of the week, but the real heat to start August is going to be over to the northeast. And then as we go through to next weekend, well, that ridge is still there up over the northeast of Europe, around western Russia, pushing into the northeast. This low pressure through Scandinavia and central parts of Europe will be trying to bring a breakdown, but stalling, I think, producing a lot of heavy thunderstorms. And out to the northwest, it is going to be a good deal cooler, but quite unsettled. The upper air temperature showing a big contrast from west to east. Look at the heat in the east of Europe, and that's being pushed up into parts of Scandinavia as well. Unbelievable upper air temperatures there for parts of Finland and southern Sweden. We could be really looking at some record-breaking heat perhaps there by next weekend. Conversely, out to the northwest across Ireland, Britain, northern and western parts of France, it is a good deal cooler, and the temperatures are lowering a little bit through Spain and Portugal as well, although generally it is quite hot through the Med. The convective potential is in these central areas where we're dividing from the cooler air out to the northwest and the heat up to the northeast. So lots of thunderstorms possible, stretched out from Scandinavia, going down into Denmark, through into eastern parts of Germany, particularly around Poland, and then going down into the Balkan region and down towards the southeast. Less out to the west where those temperatures are lower. Precipitation, well, look at the thunderstorms at the, to next weekend. From Scandinavia going through Denmark down in towards eastern Germany and Poland. Could be some incredible storms there. Really, really intense. No storms up to the northeast where we've got that heat. Showers along the spells of rain for the United Kingdom and Ireland, and that comes down towards France as well. Mostly dry throughout the whole of the Med as we get through towards the next weekend. And the temperatures show that contrast very, very nicely. It's cooler out west but still warm in places. But look at the heat to the east. Now, I reckon parts of western Russia and East Europe could be getting close to 37 or 38 degrees by next weekend. That is getting up towards 100 Fahrenheit. So a really big heat wave is going to be on the way for the east and northeast of Europe and western Russia. We're going to be hearing about it, I think, on the news. It could be breaking records from Scandinavia through in towards Western Russia and down into the northeast of Europe. Those countries are going to really get it with heat, I think, through, of course, this week into next weekend. Going to be comparatively cooler through central and northwestern and western parts of Europe. Will be thunderstorms around in many places through the course of this week, but the heat is on over to the east. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.